Hey everyone, Sean here from Wilson Prop Trade, and today I am doing the continuation of the video diary for my scalping trading program. um, his scalping uh, system has been pretty good. I'm just gonna get rid of my notifications here. And so last night we did just over $1,200 in profit. Again, it was a little bit of a distracted night. I was playing some video games with some friends, and yeah, but it was a good time. We're going to go through the trades that I jumped into. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick at the moment. The reason I jumped into the trades and the reason why I jumped out of the trades. So just going through the methodology. So I'll just scoot over to my final chart and organize everything by the symbol, which it already is. So we'll have a look at the Aussie dollar trades. No, we don't have any live data going at the moment, so it's a little bit tougher. So Aussie dollar, I pretty much jumped in on this trade as soon as, oh, sorry about that. I jumped in on this trade as soon as I saw that I was getting a buy signal. So found the buy signal. We were above the AO slightly, coming back down. This ideally wasn't a great way to trade. Ideally would have gotten in at this level here, but we didn't have the buy signal yet. So buy and buy, it would have been a pretty decent trade, but I saw it was a little bit flat, so I wasn't really overly interested in trading it, unfortunately. As you can see, we really took off, so I was long, and it did take off, but that's the non-farm payrolls. United States had worse job performance than what they had previously expected, so that's fine. So that's what really took off there. Um, so Euro Aussie, I think had a similar thing. Euro is a little bit of the counter to the United States, the US dollar. Um, but yeah, getting a sell signal, great way to trade below the AO. Um, we're getting quite a lot of red here, so looking for the pullback. We did get the pullback. I jumped in around here, so got in another pullback as well, actually, and got out at fairly neutral. Lost about $44 on this trade. Reason why I got out of it was I sort of wanted to go to bed, and all the trades as an aggregate were in profitable positions, so it wasn't really too much of an issue for me to jump out of those trades. Um, yeah, sometimes if you're in profit across all of your positions and it's just bedtime, or you just really can't be bothered, or you think there's some big news coming, then it's best to just jump out. Similar things happened here. Was a sell signal, got a retracement below the AO. We were flashing red here, so then it's just looking for a retracement, getting the red, getting the gold. As soon as it turned blue, jumped out. What was I doing here? This is interesting. This is a sell. I have no idea actually what I was doing there. That's a sell when the entire thing is saying buy. So I'm straight up, I'm against my system. What was I doing? That is interesting. I have no clue actually what happened with this trade here. But with these two trades, yeah, they were pretty good. Um, but we got the blue buy signal right off the bat. So blue goes into buy, we go into buy mode. If you're short, then you just close your shorts. And that's okay. Sometimes you have that. Looking back at this, it's like, okay, well, you got in, you're below the AO, you're getting flashed red, you jump in onto the retracement, you're looking to come down again. And look, really, it did come down. But at the end of the day, yeah, this is one of those times where the trade just goes against you. EuroCAD as an entire setup lost about 150 bucks on that. So yeah, win some, you lose some, I suppose. Next pair is the euro sterling. So uh, we're selling euro against sterling on that, and I'll have a look at it a little bit closer. Got out at pretty much the perfect time. I jumped in on this I have to figure out why I jumped in on this first one actually. I jumped in on it because I was looking for a blue candle for a retracement. This one was actually risky. Gold line moving down, red line moving down. It was all looking great. This was below the AO. This is all screaming sell. So, I figured that we're going to have maybe a bit of a retracement and it wasn't going to be too bad because I could just jump in at the red and the gold line again. Um, and if you jump in here, red line, gold line, it comes down to about this area. Your positions are in like aggregated profitable position, so it's no problem. Um, but yeah, getting at this point here, I was looking for just a retracement on the blue candle. We got a little bit more of a retracement come down. So yeah, that was pretty sweet. Euro sterling, what do we do? About $240 profit. So that was all right. Euro New Zealand, shorted the Euro New Zealand. Come in, have a look at it. This is actually a really great trade. Apart from down here, this is a bit wishy-washy. So you had red coming into the blues, gold line moving down, red line moving down below the AEO. That's fantastic. Come back into the retracement, hit the red line if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Got a little bit freaked out here and thought, okay, I'm not sure where this is going. I want to go to bed. Again, it was the same old story. Time to go to bed. So it was time to get out of the trade. And I wasn't really interested too much in trading too much. So that's all right. Euro dollar was the same thing. We had this gold line moving down, red line moving down below the AO, flashing red, retracement in, hit the red line. But yeah, it was just trading sideways and there was not really much movement. I thought it was really suspect. So I figured it's time to get out. And boy, what a time to get out of your short position, right? It's like perfect time to get out of your short position. But that's no farm payrolls, right? You got to be aware of what's happening in the news, and non-farm payrolls comes out. You just have to know. These big announcements, they really move the markets, especially when the Americans all think that their economy is going great, and they just keep getting walloped with bad news after bad news. And it really sends the currency markets sideways. Again, this was a pretty good way to trade, not the greatest way to trade. Got the buy signal, so should have really jumped in around this candle here, but that's okay. We ended up coming above the AO. This is all screaming buy, so looking for a retracement. Jumped in on the first red candle I saw, came down to the blue line, jumped in again, and just got out. It was time to get out of all my trades. I did not want to trade non-farm payroll. I just wasn't interested in it. So got out right before non-farm payroll. As you can see, the position went right against me. So if I wasn't ready for that, then yeah, it would have been quite bad. So yeah, that's 300 and $350 profit. So that's great. Sterling CAD. Let's have a look at this one. Pretty much jumped in as soon as we got the buy signal, basically. This is about as good as it gets, aside from through here. This is ideal as well. So, but got in at a great price point. Scalper says it's time to buy. Okay, no worries. We're above the AEO. This is all screaming buy. Okay, so jump in. Jump in. I like to sort of jump in as soon as Scalper says buy and then get in on the retracement action as well. But, I wasn't. Ideally, I was wanting to get into the gold line. Sometimes you get a little bit, what's the word? Dogmatic about the situation. It's like jump in as soon as scalper changes color. Jump in as soon as it touches the blue line on the retracement. Jump in as soon as it touches the gold line on the retracement. Stick to those rules, then you're sweet. Wait for all your positions to go into aggregate profit and then close them out. Otherwise, you can just manage each position individually. In this case, last night, it was time for me to close everything out because non-farm payroll was coming up, aggregate profit, 1.2% of my initial capital for the day, 1.2% for the day. I'm not really complaining about that. So I'm pretty happy. Sterling yen, another pretty good trade. So get on the buy. Got the buy signal way back here. Ideally would have liked to buy back here. but just wasn't in front of the computer at the time. And sometimes you have to realize that getting screaming buy signals, this is all buy signals all the way through here until we get to the retracement. And that's fine for this to be red when you're looking at the retracement. Blue line says buy, gold line's moving up. We're above the AO, hit the retracement, hit the blue line, hit the gold line. Ideally, you take trades on both of them, whatever. I didn't, I only took one. Up she goes. And then, yeah, like I said, all the trades were in a profit, and I didn't really mind too much about closing them out. $178 profit for that one. Sterling New Zealand. Let's have a look. I had a couple of buys, and then I had a buy limit. So have a look at what I was thinking. Blue line says buy, jumping on the buy straight away. Come down to a retracement. Basically, the retracement was down here, but you can look at the spread, 7.2 pips. That's 72 points. So even though the bid line is down here, the ask line is up here. So by the time I take my buy position, I'm actually taking it up here because I'm paying that spread to jump into the position. But that's okay. It came down, retraced down. Ideally, would have liked to get down even further. You can see the bid line got below where my entry point was, my limit buy, but unfortunately, the ask line didn't hit it. So you guys have to be really aware where your bid and where your ask line is, and depending where you're trading. If you're going short, then your stop losses are going to be at the ask line. If you're going long, your positions will be entering at the ask line. So when you are jumping into positions or setting stop losses for positions, be very aware of what the spread and what spread is and what the ask line is. And sometimes you can get situations where there is high volatility and you get a spread widening between the bid and the ask. And if your stop loss is sitting up there and you get a bunch of volatility right at the top, you can be going short. You can have a stop loss up here, and so the price comes up to the stop loss close-ish, and you're like, sweet, my stop loss is perfect. But then you get a whole bunch of like HFT algos or something hitting the wider interbank market. That flows through into your broker's pricing feed, and your broker starts going, okay, now we have high volatility, bang, bang, and you get this huge like spread widening happening, and the ask line just comes straight up, takes out your stop loss, right? Takes out the stop loss, and then continues traveling down, right? So that's a huge problem that people have when they set their stop limits essentially right above, like say they're looking at a top and they're looking and they come and they take a sell position and they're looking to see if it's a double top, and if it's a double top, they go in and they say, okay, if it's this double top here, if it breaks past this double top, I'll set my stop loss above that. But it comes up to that double top, and then a whole bunch of banks and HFTs and everyone's hitting pricing around there. Volume just absolutely spikes up. There's a huge amount of volatility in the market. Even though you've set your stop loss to where you want, plus the spread, plus a little bit extra, you can still get taken out on your stop. And then it travels down, and then you come and look at it a couple of hours later and go, man, I would have been in thousands of dollars worth of profit, but I lost like $400 because of where the stop is. And if you're not educated, that can really bite you in the butt. Sterling US dollar. Let's have a look at sterling dollar. Again, had a buy limit on this one, so we'll have a look at what I was thinking. Essentially, as soon as you get the buy signal, jump in the buy. First retracement, ideally you can get in around this area. Starts taking off. Retrace down to the blue line. Again, gold line moving up, blue line moving up. This is above the AO. Everything's flashing blue back here. It still continues blue through here. That's fantastic. Goes red for the retracement. That's fine. Okay, play the pullback, hit the pullback, and away you go. I had the buy limit in here. Sadly, didn't touch it because I would have been right in here as well. So it would have been bang, bang, but only had the one order. So that one order made me $270. Ideally, it would have come down a little bit further. I would have doubled my money on that trade, 270 times 2. So, whatever, 540. You guys are like, can't you do math, Sean? I just say 270 times 2. You guys can use the calculator to figure it out. Alrighty, last trade. I think I hear my baby crying, so I'm gonna have to jump over and sort that out soon. But again, this is the exact same as the Aussie dollar trade. So the Aussie US, New Zealand US had the same problem. Jumped in, buy, looking for the retracement, hit the retracement. Gold line wasn't really moving up. This was a little bit choppy. It's like this is what you're really looking for: big chunks of blue and big chunks of red, big chunks of blue again, big chunks of red. So this was a bit choppy through here, but decided to jump on the trade anyways, right? Things were looking pretty good. But after, I don't know, about half hour, 45 minutes, it was like, well, I don't know, this New Zealand dollar doesn't look like it's really going to go anywhere. And in my opinion, it was just best to get out on a neutral exit. Managed to do that. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, washed out, negative 39, positive 39, even Steven. So can't really complain about that. Again, if you're in aggregate profit throughout all of your positions, took a whole bunch of positions, just count them up for you guys. So you guys know, what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20 positions all up. So 20 positions, 20 lots on a $100,000 account returns 1.2% in a day. Not my best day, but not my worst day. Still yet to have a negative trading day. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe next week. And you guys can see my reaction to that and what I thought of it. But yeah, pretty happy with what happened last night. Again, it was pretty chill, just playing video games with some mates. Entered the positions, had a look at them about 15 minutes, half an hour later, had a look at them about 45 minutes after that, and then another 45 minutes to an hour after that. So great way to trade. It's an enjoyable trading style. You just trade for 2 to 3 hours a day, make your $1,200 or $1,500 that you want, and then you're out. So, anyways, that's it from me. Hope you guys had a great week, and looking forward to the weekend. See ya.